Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening. 60 minutes of football fun and banter with Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV. Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble.
Strap yourself in,
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow and join in now.
This is your host, Chris.
No! God, please, no! No!
I know, I'm sorry, but he's cheap and available.
How rude.
Right, Chris.
Hello, how the devil are we all? Good afternoon. Got it right there. Or good evening, because I've still got it wrong because this is going out tonight, but I'm recording it this afternoon. You know what? I'm going to need to stop putting rum in this Coke, don't I? How the devil are you all anyway? Welcome along. Do not get excited. But look, we might be signing a player. I know. You're sat there going, really? Leicester City? Well, allegedly so. Like I say, we don't know until it happens. Until somebody's mother-in-law's cleaner sees him down the Foss Park, we won't know that it is actually true. But it looks like, well, personal terms have been agreed. It looks like a medical's been confirmed. Whether they're just crossing the T's and dotting the I's and agreeing the price, we don't know. But what do we know about Victor Kristiansen? I know, well, allegedly he wants to be a future Prime Minister of Denmark. Just think, we could have the future Boris Johnson playing for us. God, that doesn't bear thinking about, does it? Still, could have been Theresa May. And it'd be all right if we were playing against a field of corn. But look, if you want to know about him, let's get an expert in. Danish journalist, and I'm really grateful for him coming in with me this afternoon. Works for, as I say, Danish media company BT, not our BT. Let's bring him in, and I'm going to bear with me. I hope I get this right. Jonas Dalgard. Good evening, or good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day, depending where you're watching. How did I do with the pronunciation?
Great, you did perfect. It was really good. Pleasure to be here.
Those that know me well know that I'm not very, very good at names. And I was like, at least with Kristiansen, I know we're signing somebody that I can actually pronounce. But
yeah, good. It's a good start.
Thank you for joining us. So you work for, obviously you can see there with your name, BT.
Yeah, I do. One of the biggest tabloids in Denmark.
Good. Well, welcome and thank you for spending the time to come on here.
Yes.
Victor Kristiansen is a young lad. He's thinking obviously about the future and he wants to get into politics and Prime Minister. Getting into politics probably isn't a bad thing when you look at footballers these days. But I mean, FC Copenhagen, are they, do the fans there want to lose him or are they upset that they're losing him?
They are very upset to lose him because he's a guy from the club. He's born and raised Copenhagen. He is FCK to the heart. So they're really sad to lose one of their own. But I think when you look at the price tag, I think most of them see the sense in losing him now.
Yeah, and That's all I think a good sign. I think if fans don't want to see a player go, then you think, well, he's highly thought of, and he must be decent. He's broken through into the Copenhagen team. Is he a regular?
Yeah, and he's one of the profiles as well. He's been playing the left back since I think actually one season and a half now, where he's been a regular, and then he started to come through in the end of 2020. So he's been he's had a good run in a young age already, and he's also a player who's taking a lot of responsibility. He's in the leaders group as well. So he has a really good position in FC Copenhagen.
In Denmark, do they tend to sort of bring players through younger? Because I know you were asking me, like, why do we need a sort of a left back? And the ones that we've got, Ryan Bertrand, who's experienced, but is basically injury prone, and I think he's played about 2 games since we signed him, but his contract is up. James Justin, who would probably be the number 1 choice, but again, he's injured, came back and then got injured again. But we only leaves us with the one left back at the moment, which is Luke Thomas. Now, he's 21, so he's actually older than than Victor Kristiansen. Does that surprise you that we're looking to buy somebody who's actually younger than the guy that he technically could be replacing?
Well, I'm not sure what you need, but his age, he's very experienced from his age. He's been playing 73 games already. He's playing very his performances has been very consistent as well. So at his age, he isn't. I think he's what do you say? He's further in his development than a lot of other 20-year-olds. So I don't think he will be this unexperienced player. Of course, it's a big move to a bigger league, bigger club. But with his mentality, I think he's ready for this step.
And it very much fits into Leicester City's profile, which is to buy the younger player and then let them develop. And probably, to be honest with you, in 3 or 4 seasons, he'll move on, hopefully for a lot more money. It seems to be what we do. Would you? I mean, he's broken into the national team. You obviously think he's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't think he's had his debut yet, but he has been mentioned around the Danish national team. Well, he hasn't had his debut yet, but he will be the next left back on the national team when and especially when he lands in Leicester and hopefully get some game time.
And he's left-footed.
He's left-footed, yeah.
Which left-footed players are worth the weight in gold.
Exactly. He's not like Joachim Mæhle on the Danish left back.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I'm looking at his sort of, it's all computer details. You don't know what's true, what's not true. But he's obviously primarily a left-sided centre back, left midfield. Can he play centre back at all, or I know he plays left midfield sometimes.
Yeah, he's been mostly used as a left back in a defense with 4 players, but he has been switched into the what you call left center back as well. But he mostly has been playing the normal left back in a 4.
Yeah, and does he? I mean, Brendan Rodgers, current Leicester manager, does like players that can sort of play in different positions. So, if need be, obviously he can then move forward, which can be a bit of a troublesome place for us as well, the left midfield. But James Justin can play either side. So depending on injuries and how many games they're playing, if James is moved over to the right, he'll be over. Can be used on the left. Does he like getting forward? Is he a defensive left back, or does he like to sort of get forward? And
when you see him play in FC Copenhagen, he seems like a guy who loves to get forward. He's a very offensive back, He hasn't had much assists and goals, but he runs like hell. FC Copenhagen has this left wing Darami and he does the overlap every time. So he has an engine like I don't know what, but it's he looks so tired after a game because he runs a lot.
You're making me really get excited now about signing him.
I would be excited if I was a Leicester fan.
I mean that is great to hear. But you say obviously he puts a lot of work in. Is he a sort of a 90-minute a game player, or does he usually take an off sort of 60, 70 because he is basically not good?
Well, he plays, as I remember. I don't have the stats, but
No.
I remember him mostly playing through the whole game.
No.
And when I see Copenhagen, and he looks, as I just said, he uses everything he got, and it's a joy to watch. But he certainly also has room for improvement on the offensive stats and all that.
And he's been in the Champions League, which, I mean, at his young age, is amazing. And we've got. Has he played well in the Champions League, or he's not let Copenhagen down at all, has he?
Oh, I think one of the best treats about him is that he is very consistent. He has very few games where he plays a really, really bad game. His level is quite high. Every time he plays. So also in the Champions League, he didn't fall through. I was at the LTID when they were playing Manchester as well. He was covering Riyad Mahrez really well as well. So he has I think he's a good fit.
Yeah, we know all about Riyad Mahrez at Leicester, of course. Are you surprised that there hasn't been other teams, or has there been other teams coming in for him?
He has had interest and other clubs around him. I remember Galatasaray in Turkey has been mentioned around him, and his name has been one of the names we've been looking after for the last few windows. Because he has such a big potential. But I'm either that I'm saying he's a really good fit. I'm quite surprised that he's going to the Premier League already, and also for this amount.
I mean, it looks great value for money as well, and obviously being over there in Denmark, you get a feel of what the players are thinking. Is he sort of looking like he's keen to come, or is he looking at Leicester and thinking maybe I can get another team?
Oh, I think he's really interested in going to the Premier League. There was an interview for 2 weeks ago or something like that when they started training. He was when the stories began to evolve about Leicester. He said he was ready for the challenge, and I think he is. And of course, when they've signed the deals and he's going to the medical, he don't do that if he doesn't want to come.
Yes, that's good. But he collects cards quite nicely, doesn't he? I mean, he's had 15 yellow cards. Is he an aggressive player? Because I've got to be honest with you, that's something that we do lack as a team, and that's an aggressive player.
Yeah. Well, he's a very aggressive is maybe the right word. He puts in a lot of effort, and he wants to win every tackle. He wants to challenge for every ball. So he's sometimes he get caught out. Of course, maybe that's also because of his age still. But he is a player who gives everything, and that will cost some cards.
And I mean, that's, as I say, we've forgotten what it's like to have aggressive players at Leicester. And does he? We said before, like he likes to get forward. Is he known for sort of getting good crosses in and his passing ability?
Yeah, he does quite good as well, but that's also, as I mentioned before, a part of his game that he needs to develop. I just looked up his stats before we were talking here, Chris, and he he creates some chances, but it's not he's not one of the ones in the league who creates most. So I think his offensive part of the game could develop a lot.
Yes, yeah. I must admit, and I'm just looking at it now, you've got to love Wikipedia, haven't you? Apparently, according to Wikipedia, he is currently playing for Leicester City.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah, he hasn't, obviously, but I love the introduction says, born, blah, 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 is a Danish professional footballer who plays as left back for Premier League club Leicester City. Obviously, Wikipedia knows something we don't. You got to love a bit of Wikipedia, haven't you? You know?
I think the transfer will be official soon.
Yes, I mean, he's obviously not going to be here in time for tomorrow's game. Do you think, because you never know when you sign a player from abroad, and it's some players take to, because it's a different country, you know, and he's only young, so he's obviously leaving family and friends and what have you. We've obviously got, you know, a history of some very good Danish players at Leicester, obviously with Kasper, and we've got Yannick there at the moment. I don't know how long, you know, he'll be there though, but do you think he'll take well, or do you think he'll take time to settle in? Because obviously when we had Wayne Fofana, he took to it like duck to water, but Patson Daka, the striker, he's taking a bit longer to settle in, which is understandable. But which side of the fence do you think Victor falls on?
Well, that's obviously a question that's hard to answer because you don't know him in another environment. But when we are talking to him in Denmark, he's this very mature guy. He has a lot of stuff going on besides football. He seems like a very grounded guy. So I don't think it will be such a big problem for him to go in, just give his everything, and then get going. But obviously, you don't know what it would be like to be in the Premier League with all the fuss that's surrounding.
I know it's only because I'm pretty much sure he'll probably get thrown in because of our injury crisis when he comes over.
I don't think he will be this. I think he will be unimpressed. That's what I'm thinking right now, but you don't know.
You don't, yeah. And you said before you think it will go through. Do you think we'll sort of be early next week now?
Well, actually, I've read something earlier today about him maybe being active for tomorrow's game. I think he's there now in Leicester. Should be doing the medical, so I don't know. That's not something I've checked up on, but some media in Denmark mentioned he could be playing Saturday.
And do you think has a fee actually been agreed with? Because obviously, as far as we understand at this end, personal terms have been agreed.
Yeah,
the medical's going ahead. But Copenhagen is still sort of saying, well, it's not done yet, you know. But do you know if a fee has been agreed?
I'm quite sure.
So it's really a matter of sort of when rather than if now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is like music to our ears as Leicester fans.
Unless something goes wrong in the medical, or I don't know if he's had the medical yet, but
yeah, I believe it is all sort of arranged and what have you. It would be remiss of me while I've got you on, if it's okay, just quickly to ask you about, like I say, the Danish players that we've got had at the club. First of all, we've got Yannick Vestergaard, Danish international. Hasn't really settled in, if I'm putting it politely, at Leicester. He was a surprise signing when we got him. Very much an emergency signing because Fofana had got injured in the pre-season friendly. But the Leicester fans haven't taken to him, unfortunately. No. How is he regarded in Denmark? Because he didn't make it, obviously, to the World Cup squad, did he?
No, but if he had been playing, he would have been to the World Cup. He was a regular on the Danish team until he didn't play in Leicester, obviously. So he is a very highly regarded center back here, and I think he's the problem is that he was the emergency signing, and we'll see about how he moves on, because he's in Denmark we see him as a great player, and with his physique as well, he should be playing.
He possibly could be moving sort of in the summer. It was a weird one because, like I say, he wasn't a typical what's the word I'm looking for? Typical signing, if you like, of Brendan's. The other one I want to talk about, obviously, an all-time hero here at Leicester. If he came in here today, we'd all be on our knees kissing his feet. Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, he's left. I mean, he's been so loyal to the club. He obviously has won things with us, the FA Cup, the Premier League, obviously. He managed, and he's one of the few players that managed to outgrow his dad's influence, because obviously there was the great Peter Schmeichel, and he got, there came a point when he was no longer Peter Schmeichel's son. He was Kasper Schmeichel, the player.
That's an achievement.
Yeah, and he's moved on. Obviously, he's at Nice now. Things not going too well for him at Nice.
No, but I think they are starting to turn around. He had a very, very bad start. There were some stories about him being late and stuff like that, but it's not confirmed by him as well. But he's been, I think, just before the World Cup, he won the prize of the best player of the month in November or something like that.
Right.
So he's, I think he's turning things around down there. But he had a really tough start. The French media was very harsh on their him. As well. So.
Yeah, and he's still obviously Denmark's number one.
Yeah, I think he until he says stop himself, I think he'll be the first one.
Great player. We miss him dreadfully at Leicester, but we wish him all the best and always will.
Now, and he wasn't.
Yeah, and Jonas, hopefully we'll meet. We can talk again if Leicester ever get back in the Champions League. I don't know whether I'll still be around then or not. But thank you so much. I mean, Danish media company BT there. Thank you so much for spending the time to come on, have a chat with us. About Victor Kristiansen. You've got me really excited now. I've got to be honest with you. You've sold. If he doesn't work out, I'm going to come back and sue you.
Yeah.
Sold him,
but still, if that's the hype now, maybe also remember to think about that they are obviously buying potential as well in this transfer.
Yes. And that's, to be honest with you, I mean, you know what fans are like. Some of them are sort of, not giving him a chance before he's even signed. But, he is, like you say, he's had the experience even at his age of 20. But he is one that, let's be honest with you, at 20 can only get better.
Yeah. But I think his mentality will be the first thing he'll win you over by.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Jonas, thank you so much for coming on. Really do appreciate your time, and all the best, and enjoy the football.
You too. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. Take care now. Thank you. Thank you so much to Johannes there. Absolutely, really do appreciate him coming on. I'm letting him go because we're going to have a look at some sort of facts and figures now, and it's not the most interesting things for guests to look through. I'm really excited about him now. I really, really am. Can't wait for him to join. Fingers crossed he will do. But let's just have a look at some information about him. He looks, I mean, in fact, there used to be a saying when I was growing up that you knew you were getting older when the policeman started to look young. I think I could say the same about footballers. He looks about 12. But maybe that's not the best picture of him. Maybe this one makes him look. There you go, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more aggressive. But let's. He does like a yellow card, so maybe like we've said many times, we do miss that aggressive type player, don't we? But here are his stats. Let's have a look and go through his stats. As you can see, he's already played in the Champions League 6 games, 482 minutes. In qualifying for the Champions League, he played a full 90 minutes in both games. So, as Jonas said there, he is, he gets in, he's up and down that field a lot. He can play left centre back and left midfield if need be, but he does like to overlap. But he plays the full 90 minutes. Maybe Brendan hopefully won't be taking him off after 70. 15 games so far this season in the Denmark League. One goal and 1 assist, which isn't bad for a left back. Let's be honest with you. He isn't a striker. In the Denmark Cup, he played 1 game. He played 56 minutes of that. And in the qualifiers for the Euro under-21, he played 2 games. Looked like a little bit of injury time there. And he did get an assist in that as well, but didn't score a goal. These are the recent games that he's been playing. As you can see there, Copenhagen beat Aarhus. They drew with Dortmund in the Champions League. They beat Randers. Hey, we all remember Randers, don't we? Unfortunately, they lost to Seville, and they drew 1-1 with Midtjylland. I can't do a Norwegian accent. And he played 90 minutes of every game there. He's only 20, like I say, born 16th of December 2002. My God, I feel old now. He's a defender left back. I love the fact, he weighs nothing, as you can see there. It doesn't weigh anything at all. Height 181 centimeters. I have no idea how tall that is. His current club is Copenhagen, and his contract there at the moment runs out in 2025, June 2025. So that might be changing soon. I don't know how long we're going to sign him for. Hopefully, we're going to put him on a long contract. Because obviously that does help us. But I do love Wikipedia. I really do love the fact that Wikipedia says we've already signed him. His current club is Leicester. You've got to love it. You've got to love it. There we go. They've got his value as 4 million. We're paying obviously a bit more than that. This is sort of transfermarket.co.uk. As you can see there, left midfield, left defence is his main position. Left back he can play. Comparing him there to obviously James Justin, no disrespect to Thomas at all, but obviously, when he's fit, James Justin is going to be our number 1. And maybe when that happens, when James Justin is fit, and we've got Kristiansen in, it gives Thomas a chance to go out, maybe get that little bit more experience. A lot of players say we want him to go out on loan. It'd be interesting, because maybe he does need that. Look what it's done for Harvey Barnes and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. He hasn't had that yet because we've needed him at the club. But James Justin there, they're literally the same height, 2 centimetres different. Of course, James is right-footed, but he does play, he can play, as you can see there, left, his main position, right back, but he obviously plays left for us as well. And that's it for that one. And of course, we do like Danish Journalist. Now, this is interesting because this is Opta. We all know Opta. They do all the stats for the FA and everything. So this is comparing the two. I didn't realise James Justin has played 14 games this season. And I've checked that before anybody said. I've checked it on the Premier League site. I've checked it on Leicester site as well, and he has played 14 games. Victor Kristiansen has got an Opta performance rating of 87, 53 at the moment for James Justin. So you can see you can see how that compares. Clearances, 18 for Kristiansen, 36 for Justin. Interceptions, well, 13, 15, there was much the same. Blocked, 4, 6. Clean sheets, 3 for Victor Kristiansen and 4 for James Justin. Victor's team has conceded less goals overall, and also from inside and outside the box. But in fairness, look at Leicester's defence. I mean, we've not been playing well at all in those positions. But let's have a look at our James, shall we, and see. This is what he's up against. This is what Christian has got to be up against. Interesting to see. Do you think Ricardo will go when we've signed him? Because obviously James Justin can play left or right. We've also got Castagna and Ricardo. Can you remember the last time he played? Because I'm really struggling. I really, really am. But James Justin, look, 14 games. This is off the Leicester City site. So he has played 14 games this season. 29% of those 4 were wins, 2 draws and 8 losses. He's got 4 clean sheets out of the 14 matches, which is 29%. And then just a few more figures here for him. 20 tackles, and this is obviously James Justin. 18 successful tackles, 90%. I mean, he's a fantastic player, James Justin, isn't he? 15 interceptions. That's what we're getting for those tackles. 63 recoveries, 76% successful recoveries. Jules won 76, 56%. Jules lost 60. Area battles won 23. Area battles lost 32. I can't wait. I'm not going to lie. I literally cannot wait. I'm just looking at the moment to see if is there any news on his signing. There isn't at the moment, but they, according to Jonas, it's all just got to wait for the medical. It says here Leicester search, and of course, just a sidetrack, we do know Top is in the country. Is he here to say goodbye to Brendan if we lose tomorrow, or is he here to oversee the signings? Could do both while he's here, couldn't he? Just to say, though, Leicester search for another forward continues. This is according to Sky. Leicester are turning their attentions to alternative forward options after talks with Fiorentina over deal for Nico Gonzalez broke down. It's thought Leicester were keen to do a deal for the Argentina international at between 20 to 25 million, but the Serie A club have shut down at negotiations. The Fiorentina chief executive Joe Barry has said publicly that Gonzalez is not for sale. The possibility remains that deal can be resurrected in this window because Fiorentina want to strengthen their midfield this month and would welcome a cash injection. But for now, Sky Sports News has been told Leicester are turning their attentions elsewhere. Is it Fiorentina that are after Pratt? I get confused. It's been a short one, but like I say, it was literally just here to have a chat about Victor Kristiansen. It looks like it's going to be our first signing. Fingers crossed. It's a position we need. We know that. Let's hope it's the first of a few. Another centre-back we needed, although this guy can play obviously left centre-back as well, but it's that left side we want. He's attacking. It's really sounding good. We've got, like I say, we need another centre-back. We need a right winger. And in my opinion, I do actually need another striker. We will see. We will see what happens. This is Leicester. You know what happens? It might be 14 seconds late again. Who knows? But first of all, this.
Coming up next on Leicester Till I Die TV.
We're going to be back live and kicking at 9 o'clock tonight. It's normally question time. We're changing it round a little bit, and we are doing a mid-season review. How have Leicester done? How have the other 19 clubs done? We will find out between David and Brad. I will be trying to referee the pair of them. Good luck with that, Chris. Yeah. I know. But in the meantime, fingers crossed that we are going to get this guy. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you have been on the podcast, really do appreciate it. There's going to be some changes to the podcast soon. Can't wait for that to happen. I'll tell you all about that when we get up and running with it. I will see you at 9 o'clock. Good night. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
Leicester Till I Die TV. They think it's all over. It is now.